God has for us tonight. What's up, Jasmine? Tell me in the comments, what is your favorite memory at Hold Fast, right? So back in the day when we could still gather together, Raven, Jasmine, you're a part of On Mission, but we'll let you count too. What's your favorite memory with us at Hold Fast? For me, man, there's so many good ones. I love the Mexico trip. I know none of you on the live stream yet have gone down to Mexico. I don't think you've been there, right, Raven? But man, it's just so good, so rich. I was so disappointed that we weren't able to do that this year because of COVID, but I'm excited to see when we get to redo that because it's a passion point for us. So put it in the live stream how you're doing. What's up, Michaela? You'll be at Hold Fast soon. I know. Yeah, shoot. Sooner than later. So Jasmine is in 8th grade, and she's going to be coming on up with us to Hold Fast when she is a freshman because she's graduating in no time at all, right? Like what? Not even a week? From VMS, Ventura Missionary School. So put up in the comments how your week has been, if you guys have had a good week or if you've had kind of a weird week or what you guys have been feeling like. I know for our family, it's been a pretty good week, and then there's been just a lot of weird like emotions around everything that's going on in our country right now with COVID and George Floyd and the riots, everything else. It's just odd. Wait, you're in Hold Fast. Been there since you were 4. Hey, what's up, Amy? So put up in the comments how you're feeling this week, what's been going on in your life. Also, put up in the comments if you have gone to the beach yet. So what's up, Anna? Put up in the comments if you have gone. Anna, as you came on, I'm not even kidding you, I have my fan going. I've had it going for days because it's super duper hot up here. But I have this adorable picture of your boyfriend taped to my wall over this way, and as you came on, the picture fell down and dropped to the floor. I hope that that's not a weird sign. Here, let's go on a journey with me, guys. Let's go get young Jacob from the floor. Here he is, so you can see that I am not messing around. This is one of my favorite pictures ever, probably. This is a good memory as well. I think he's gonna have to go. He's just gonna go right up there for tonight. That little piece of tape is definitely seen better days. What's up, Jack? Good to see you, bro. Amy, you still haven't gone to the beach. See, I think people like you should not be allowed to live in Ventura County, Amy. I am of the belief that if you live in Ventura County, oh my gosh, you have to go to the beach at least every once in a while. It's amazing to me how many people don't go to the beach in the summer and don't go to the beach kind of any other time of the year. Maybe they go once or twice throughout the year. So Amy, we may have to do a vote to kick Amy out of Ventura County, not just out of the live stream tonight. So we'll see how that ends up going. Speaking of Amy, let's see if we can go live with you, even if you have children crawling all over you, and then we'll fill everybody in on what we're going to be doing with the drive-through graduation for our seniors in high school this coming Sunday. Hello? Hello. Was that Rhett?
Yeah, there's Rhett.
Hello, Rhett. How are you? Hi, Core. Hello. How are you guys doing?
So good. We're making popcorn.
Love it. For the show tonight?
For the what?
For the show tonight?
Yeah. No, it was a treat because they are all melting down, so we got ready for bed early. So then we get popcorn.
That's what I'm talking about. Blackout curtains, a parent's best friend. Amy, we have a graduation event happening this coming Sunday. What time does it start, Amy?
It starts at 11:30, and it is going to be so much fun.
That's how excited Rhett is. Rhett is so excited.
He is so excited right there.
Yes. So a bunch of the leaders are going to be there, right?
Yes. Well,
you're going to be there. I'm going to be there.
Yes, and we will.
A bunch of the other leaders.
And a bunch of other leaders, and we'll cheer for you, and we will. Cor, what do you need to say?
What's up, Cora? Let me know.
I thought you were doing a game.
A game? We're going to do a game in just a little bit on Zoom.
Okay, on Zoom, yes. No, all our leaders will be there. It's going to be so much fun. If you are a senior, come get tacos, and come let us tell you that we love you. And
come get tacos. Enough said, right?
Yes, come get tacos.
Hey, enjoy your guys' popcorn, Amy.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Adios. See you on Sunday. So like Amy said, if you are a senior or you know a senior, we are doing a graduation drive-through celebration. So we're not graduating you, but we're celebrating your graduation. And so it'll be great. It's from 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock, we're going to do a drive-through on the church campus. There's going to be tacos. There's going to be a gift given to you guys. You're going to be able to see your leaders. We're all going to be social distancing. So as you guys drive around, we'll be able to yell and scream and talk to you guys and walk with you. There'll be a photo booth for you where you can get out of your car. You can bring people in your car, friends and family, all that fun stuff. Because, man, we just want to honor where God is taking you guys as you go into this next season of your lives. To college or not. I didn't go to college. Amy went to college. So we honor all of it. We're excited about all of it. So if you know a senior, go ahead, and it's super easy to sign up. You can sign up on the website underneath youth. Couldn't be easier. Let's see if we can go live with Jack Jellison to find out how life at Starbucks has been this week. The temperature's rising, which means Frappuccinos are going to be going through the roof as well. What's up, my man?
What's up, dog?
Dude, good to see you. Hey,
Bye.
Leslie. Hey, Bob. Dude, okay, so tell us, what is life like at Starbucks? What's it like in downtown Ventura? Hi, Riley.
It's crazy because things are finally opening up. A lot of stores are opening. Dargan's has seat in, first come, first serve. What's it called? Winchester up the street has dine in, first come, first serve as well. Something that's super cool that I thought was super awesome. Fluid State, which is kind of like a beer garden up the way, they are only doing dine-in seating on the weekends for people that live in the 805 area. So you can't drive in from LA. And I think it's a smart way because as we are reopening, we don't want people to drive long distances, possibly contaminate more people so that we can actually move past this stage.
Yeah, kind of like a locals only type thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
I heard about that, dude. I've yet to check it out. I know, it's interesting. For you working, what's it been like? Has business been increasing? Do you feel like more and more people are getting comfortable, or do you feel like it's been about the same as when you opened? You said when it opened, you hadn't seen a lot of your regulars last week.
Yeah. When we first opened, it was I would get probably 10 drinks every 30 minutes, which is slow for Starbucks. Now I'm getting more steady. It feels like I'll be working 7-hour shifts and it actually feels steady. It doesn't feel like I'm there all day. It feels like yeah, I worked and it was fine. Because before, when we first opened, it just felt like the entire day just dragged on. Because when you're slow, you just stand around a lot. There's only so much surfaces you can clean 5 times without it getting dirty before wiping it again.
Yeah, exactly. Sure, dude. Well, man, I'm glad to hear that. That's super cool, dude. It's interesting to see just how people are responding to being allowed to now kind of shop in different places and get back to some whatever that normalcy is, right? I think we're all at the point where if we hear new normal one more time, we're gonna click off the live stream. What's up, Ashley? But yeah, it is weird, right? To find some semblance of our lives before COVID.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's been the biggest shift for you since you've gone back to work? What have you noticed? Are you more tired? Are you more tense? Are you more joyful? What you been up to? What's up, Matt?
I find, as horrible as this sounds, I find myself slipping back into old habits, pre-COVID habits. During COVID, when I was working, I was in my Bible every day consistently. It was because it was easy there. And also at the same time, I was fasting from Netflix, Hulu, all that stuff. So I had nothing but
Wow. So what prompted that? Really quick, put a pause. What prompted the fast?
Lent, the season of Lent, and
Great.
So since I was a freshman in college, when I first went to Seattle Pacific University, I was posed by one of my professors of fasting. And I was like, dude, I can't go without food. He's like, fasting could be anything. And so I took upon myself to fast from streaming services because that's what I found myself doing a lot during my free time. And
Sure.
So it was immensely rewarding that first year I did it. And so I've done it every year since.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for filling us in.
Of course.
So, old habits coming back.
Yeah, I just feel like myself slipping back into old habits where I'm reading my Bible every other day, every 2 days. I'm finding myself falling behind on the reading program that I'm doing, which is bad because it was I was such at peace when I was in the Word because it was it's the greatest example is reading your Bible is like talking to a friend. It's one way that God can talk to us. And I found when I was in my Bible consistently, it was an easy way for God to remind me that God's in control. God is sovereign over what is happening in the world. And that I just could be at peace with that.
Yeah, it's good. It's an anchor point, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I know it's a, yeah, I mean, and just the world will, it's easy, right? You'd kind of just slowly deviate, and then you realize, like, in a month, you're like, what happened? You know,
Yeah.
and you can see what happened, but you don't know it's happening as it's happening, right, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Jack, thanks for being with us, man. It's great to see you.
Likewise.
Thanks for being on the front lines working, bro, for those Frappuccinos. So if you don't know, that's Jack Jellison. He's incredible. He's a leader here. Works at Starbucks downtown Ventura. So we were just checking in with him on what it's like. They were not serving people, and then they've been serving people for the past couple weeks. So I enjoy checking in with Jack on these just to see, like, man, what's it like? Hey, Macy, we miss you too a ton. Bob, let's see if we can go live with Bob, because I miss Bob. I've been thinking a ton about Bob this week, and I want to see your face, Bob. So if you aren't indisposed, we would love to see you and see how you're doing this week, bro. If you cannot, we understand, but we are all here waiting for you. Bob and I have some wonderful inside jokes about his name and how to spell it. Is it 1 or 2 O's? You guys hopefully will get that little joke. Let's see. Parker's got a real life gardenscapes going, Rachel said. I know. I actually set this up for yesterday for On Mission. We did a John chapter 15. So we preached through, we're preaching through the book of John, and as we're going through our Bible reading plan, whatever comes that day is what we're doing. And so John 15, Jesus says, I am the true vine. So I got a bunch of plants in the back, and we talked about vines, and this plant is dying, and I've done everything I can to keep them alive, but then the other guys are looking pretty good. So talking about why things die and how we can stay connected to Jesus. So I do have a real life gardenscapes going, and I am proud of it, Rachel. Rachel, let's see if we can go live with you. Bob, he's just kept waiting. You can say it's been a long day. Let's see. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
You're doing all right? I am doing pretty good too. One of those weeks where it's been a lot of up and down. Yeah, for you too?
Yeah, I'm very bored.
You're very bored. So tell me then, what has been the highlight of your week? What stands out? Sometimes when I'm bored, it's like the small little things. Sometimes it's big stuff.
Okay, so you know those like mini ice cream cones from Trader Joe's?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So good. Have you ever had their little mochi balls?
I haven't.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what they are?
No.
So it's, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, on the chat, but I'm pretty sure they're Japanese. They're like a jelly, I don't know, like some weird outer thing, and then ice cream on the inside, but it's like soft and gushy and wonderful. Those things and the ice cream cones I love, and I don't like sweets at all. Jack says it's rice dessert. How's school going? How you feeling about it?
Well, it's really mellow now that like my AP tests are done.
How are your APs? How do you feel like you did?
I feel like I did pretty well. But then also, like, I did have a lot of time to study just because I had nothing going on. So
do you feel like you possibly did better than if you did not have time? Like if you were not on COVID?
yeah, for sure. Because I was like, in the beginning of the year, I remember I looked back and I was really worried because like swim season and then just the end of the, like May is really busy. And then when all that's gone, so I really don't have anything to do. So I just studied, and now we're still doing a little bit of work, but like I just turned in my textbooks today, so it's not like
cool. Yeah, you're done. That's awesome. So what, do you have any hopes for summer? If things open up, I know you're a swimmer, are you going to keep swimming?
I want to swim. I know it's for me because it's like, I don't have like a job. Like I used to work at the dance camp for summer, but that's canceled, and then having camp. So I kind of have like no plans at all. But I'm hoping just to kind of I want to go to the beach more. I want to like go on hikes. I just want to make the most of it because I know it's definitely not what I expected.
Yeah, right. It can be so easy to like sit at home and just wish you had something to do, and sometimes you just have to like go make something to do, right? Like you said, go to Arroyo or go to the beach or do something fun like that.
Yeah.
I love it. Rachel, it's good to see you. Thanks for
Nice
hopping on
to
with
see you
us.
too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, adios. Talk to you soon. Yeah, so it can be weird. Hey, has anybody gone to Arroyo Verde recently? I heard there's a ton of snakes. My family went and hiked Arroyo today, and we didn't see any snakes. I was so bummed. I love seeing snakes when we're hiking, and so I kept like looking around, keeping my eyes open, and I didn't see anything. So I was like, oh man, dude, where are all these snakes that everybody keeps telling me about? Put up in the comments where are some places in your life, where are some geographic places that you just feel peaceful at? So I know for some of us, like, man, that can be like what I said, Arroyo Verde, or maybe for some of us, Riley, you said there's a lot of snakes. I know. My brother went and what's up, Colin? And he said that he saw 4 snakes in the first 10 minutes of him. What's up, Tyler? Running into Arroyo. And so he just turned around and said, I'm done with this. Bob, man, quick to fire off with Maui. Macy, Matilaha Dam. Matilaha Dam is so cool. Have you been to the hot springs around there? They're so beautiful. Jack, you're saying the beach. I love the beach as well. It's so easy for me to relax and feel peaceful at the beach. Emma, Forest Home for the win. You like being at Forest Home. Emma, that's a huge thing. That's like saying I like being peaceful at Ventura. Like, narrow it down. What is your favorite place at Forest Home? Get specific for us because I am curious to hear. So we're talking about what are our favorite places, man. Like where are those places in your life where you just feel peaceful at? What's up, Austin? Says, no, I really want to though, Macy. Camp for sure, the creek, yes. The picnic tables, the lake. Illinois, huh? Interesting. What part of Illinois? Rachel, I agree with you. I like the creek as well. Unless we're going down at like midnight to do polar bearing, then it's super cold and about the exact opposite of peaceful, dude. So let me know how you guys are doing, what you guys are up to. Put up in the comments what is the thing in life, where is the place in life that brings you the most peace? San Diego, interesting. Oh yeah, I like inspiration too. All right, Emma, she's finally getting back to us about where at Forest Home does she like specifically. So she likes the night hikes, bear hunting, a building named Elliott that we went to for CCA. That sounds awesome. Bear hunting, I have a great bear hunting story at camp. The prayer chapel, yes. I always have called that place the Glapple. Amy's saying she feels peace when she's napping. That's because Amy has 3 young children, and so any chance that Amy can get where those kids are quiet and rested, Amy is finding peace in that moment. I love it. Yep, I'm a dad too. I know what that's like. Most of you on the live stream will know that someday. Bears in the Glapple. Wow, this sounds like it's turning into an episode of The Office with Dwight Schrute being interviewed. Yep, I love that too. For me, I love going up to the mountains, kind of any mountains. Don't really mind where they are. I just love like giant trees. I feel like I grew up around here. I grew up in Fort Hueneme. And so I grew up on the beach, and so trees are so different. So anytime I could be around trees and like set up a hammock and have a campfire, I just feel so at peace. It's like the moment I get out of my truck, I just feel like, oh, it feels so good. Yeah, bear cubs in your cabin, Jack. This last year, we were out at night, a bunch of the guys, and we came back into the cabin. And as we came back in, the guys in the front jumped backwards, knocking a bunch of us over. And a bear cub was in our cabin, and it busted out the back window and running down the side of the hill because somebody left some food out. We'll leave that person anonymous. Exactly. There are tons of different places in this world, right, that can bring us peace. I think about Kenny's Place. If you've ever done summer youth group with us, we do it up at that place called Kenny's Place. It's just beautiful. Fun fact about Kenny's Place. There is actually one of every single tree named in the Bible up at Kenny's Place. Isn't that cool? So all the trees there are trees from the Bible, and every tree in the Bible is up at Kenny's Place. So I love that place. It is just so much fun to be able to go up there, and especially I've gotten to go up there kind of like just alone when nobody else is up there, and it's just so peaceful, so quiet, so beautiful. Growing up, like I said, in Hueneme Beach, if you've ever been there, it's just huge. Like you can walk for miles and never see anyone. So I used to walk Winding Beach alone a bunch, and it was so peaceful, so much fun. So do me a favor, throw up a definition. We've been talking about places where we find peace in this here. And we were talking about the mountains, we were talking about the beach, Maui, all sorts of cool places like that. Throw up in the comments what is your definition of peace. If somebody asks you, like, dude, what does peace mean? What would you say to people? So that's a ton of different things, right? There's no wrong answer. Like, we're just trying to kind of get a little bit of conversation going tonight, and we're actually going to continue this conversation when we head to Zoom about peace and what it means. Amy, hi Amy's mom, coming all the way down from Orange County. I love it, so fun. Amy is making popcorn with her children so she can put them to bed early, just in case you were wondering. We had Amy on the live stream earlier, and she filled us in about that. Put up in the comments, what is your definition of peace? Rachel, thank you. Rachel says absence of anxiety, stress, and chaos. That is an awesome answer, Rachel. I love that. Jack said being still and knowing that God is in control. Yeah, there's something about stillness. What's up, baby goat? There's something about stillness. I totally agree with you. There's something about the absence of like chaos and anxiety, depression, stress, like what Rachel's saying. Yes, I totally agree that, man, like there's something about that has to do with peace. Jack, I like what you said, being still, those first two words in particular. It's so hard to get still, right? And Rachel, tying it in with what you're saying here, if you're experiencing anxiety, it normally feels like your life is like on edge, and the last thing that you can do is to get still. I love those two things. So the dictionary, let me tell you guys what the dictionary says if you ask the dictionary what peace means. I am with Rachel and Jack where I feel the most myself. I love it. The definition of peace from the dictionary is actually really similar to Rachel's. It is freedom from disturbance. Freedom from disturbance. If you just check out the dictionary definition of peace, it'll tell you that it is freedom from disturbance. But I think that the Bible has a much, much richer definition of what peace is. It has a way more full understanding of what peace is, because just freedom from disturbance, it doesn't like get to the heart of what you guys are describing in the comments here, where there's something about stillness, where you know you can be most yourself, where you can be free from all the things that are just like causing you chaos in this world. So there's an ancient word, and it's actually a word that in the Bible, and it's a Jewish word. So the word is a Hebrew word, and it's the word shalom. And you may have heard it. It's oftentimes how Jewish people will greet one another. And it's not just a greeting. It's not just like saying hi. Shalom is a greeting, but it's also a blessing. It's something that you are like hoping over this person, that you are praying over this person. So when you see them and you say shalom, it doesn't just mean hi. It means peace. It means like, man, I come in peace, but I also hope that your life is full of peace. It's beautiful. This is like the biblical understanding of the word hope. It isn't just a greeting. It isn't just something we say, shalom. It's this beautiful blessing over someone's life. And it has a really wide meaning in the scriptures. It can mean a bunch of different stuff. It can mean completeness, meaning like, I hope you find exactly what Emma said. I hope you find your full and true self. I hope you find your life to be complete and full. That word shalom has an understanding of that. It can mean, I hope you find success. Like, I hope you find peace in what you're looking for in this world. I hope your journey is successful. I hope you feel fulfillment. I hope you feel wholeness, harmony, security, and well-being. This is the Bible's understanding of this word peace, of this word shalom. It has this giant, beautiful, holistic approach to it, where it means, man, I hope your whole life, from the inside to the outside and everything in between, is radiating with God's peace in your life. What Jack described, man, like being still and knowing that God is God. Like, this is what this word has, what this word means in Hebrew. It's where the peace of God begins to enter into every part of your life. In your mind, with your stress and your anxiety, your external places around you where you don't have to worry about oppression and people going to hurt you in this world and in this life. That's the peace of God. That's the shalom. That's the hope that we have for this world. It's where inside your body you don't fear things. Like, you just know that God is with you and he is in control, and that there's a peace that comes over you. So we've been reading through the book of John, and today we're in John chapter 16. We've been reading a chapter a day. We're getting close to ending. John has 21 chapters, and then we're actually going to read 16 days in the book of Mark. So we're just going through the Gospels, checking out the life of Jesus. If you got a Bible, turn to John 16. If you didn't read today, zero shame whatsoever. Jack said he isn't reading either. I love you, Jack. We are going to talk about this last verse here, John chapter 16, verse 33. I love this verse. Jesus says this: I have told you these things. So if you want to know what those things are, just go back and read the last couple chapters, right? Like Jesus has been saying a lot. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. I'm going to read that one more time because it is so good. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world, you will have trouble, but take heart because I have overcome the world. These are the words of Jesus from John chapter 16, verse 33. And I love this verse. Jesus uses really powerful language here. A couple of things he said just to like highlight them. He says peace. He talks about peace here. He talks about trouble here. And he talks about overcoming here. Peace, trouble, and overcoming in one just like short brief statement. Jesus has to say, he has a lot to say. So right now, our world is super screwed up. I mean, turn on any news station, scroll through Instagram for 2 minutes, and you will absolutely agree that this world right now is a mess. Everything that's going on with COVID, we're all kind of reaching this breaking point where we're realizing that seeing someone on a video or on Zoom just doesn't do it. It's not the same as in-person connection and contact, and we're finding ourselves exhausting because we see people all the time on video. So our brains think that we're getting the nourishment of being with people, but our bodies aren't with people. And so we can feel that disconnect. So our brain and our bodies are kind of beginning to separate, and it's just exhausting going and doing all of these different things. COVID, our world's a mess. Everything that happened with George Floyd is gross. Like, it's painful. It's horrific to think that this type of stuff is still happening in our world. Our world is so broken. The way that people have responded by rioting and burning down businesses and hurting other people, it's broken. It's not right. It's messed up. What's up, Riley? Jesus says right here in verse 33 that in this world we will have trouble. So many times people think that Christians are way too optimistic. And we have hope all the time. But I love that Jesus is always letting people know that this world is so broken, that this world is going to be full of trouble. And so although we're optimistic as Christians, like, man, we still look at the world and we still know that it's broken. Jesus looked at the world and he knew he was going to overcome it. That's the next thing he says. But he acknowledges, he said, in this world you'll have trouble because this world is still a mess. It's still broken. Pain and suffering have been a part of our world ever since our ancestors, way back in the day, chose to put themselves in God's place. And we've made that decision time and time again too. Since we chose to define what is good and what is evil, instead of trusting what God says is good and what God says is evil, our world's been a mess since the page 3 of the Bible. When you accept Jesus, you aren't just like accepting salvation, right? Like, it's not just like a get into heaven card. It is a get into heaven card, but it's not just a get into heaven card. Paul says that if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and you believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Jesus is Lord. As we confess that with our mouth, what it means is that I'm not Lord. I'm not the one. I'm not God. I'm not the one that leads my own life, but Jesus is the one that gets to come and do that. It means that we're going to take Jesus and his way in this world. And we aren't going to begin to like continue to believe our own opinions about this world. When we follow Jesus, we lay down our own personal opinions and we choose to follow Jesus's truth into the world. That type of stuff is what leads to peace. That's what leads to shalom, wholeness, the absence of brokenness in this world, completeness. Trusting Jesus does that. Jesus knows what's in the heart of men and women. If you're reading through the Bible with us, you'll notice that oftentimes the Gospels say, but Jesus knew what was in their hearts when he would look out at the crowd. That's incredible, that Jesus knows what is in the heart of men and women. He knows the brokenness in our lives. He knows the pain and the racism and the hatred, the bigotry. He knows the sickness in our hearts. He knows the desire to put other people down. Hey, what's up, Maddie? He knows the desire to put other people down and lift ourselves up, to use other people to step on them, to come up in our life. He sees all the brokenness in the hearts of every single human being. Jesus knows just how bad humanity can be. Check this out. Remember, we killed Jesus. Us, humankind, we chose to kill Jesus. And what's crazy is that Jesus was innocent. If you read the Gospels, you're going to find out in just a couple days. It's not too late to join with us in our journey through the book of John. We're in John 16 today, and tomorrow we'll be in John 17. We're about to read about Jesus' arrest, his trial, his crucifixion, and eventually his resurrection and ascension into heaven. But Jesus was tried by a governor, by someone in legal position, like someone with authority. And this guy found that Jesus was innocent. He said, I don't find any fault in this man. There's nothing wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. I don't know why you're bringing him to me. And even though he was found to be innocent, the people shouted out, crucify, crucify, crucify. Jesus was tried, found innocent, and still murdered. Jesus knows like the height of human injustice. He did nothing wrong ever, and we still killed him. Jesus knows the horrible parts of this world. He knows what injustice is firsthand. He has experienced injustice. And yet through Jesus, we find the path to peace, to shalom, to wholeness and completeness, the peace that we all know our world needs and that we long for. Through Jesus, we get to find this. Jesus said right here in John 16:33, in this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. When we killed Jesus, we thought that we had overcome God. They thought that, man, the people who killed Jesus said, gosh, man, I'm glad that this guy's done. I'm glad that this guy is out of here, away with. But God took the cross, and he used the cross as the way that Jesus overcame the world. So when we thought that we'd overcome Jesus by killing him, God actually was taking the cross and turning that and using the cross as the way to overcome the world. It's beautiful how God reversed all this. That's how the world will be healed. Through taking broken situations, handing them to God, and watching God twist them into something beautiful. God can take your pain. He can take your anxiety, your tension. He can take the fear that you experience in your life from other people. God can take all the horrible thoughts that you only know you have in your mind. God can even take things like bigotry and racism and horrible, horrible things in our society. And God can twist those things and begin to work on them and bring the love of Jesus into those things. And God can transform those things to show that he really has truly overcome the world. He's overcome the brokenness in our lives. God can bring the healing of peace through Jesus into every part of your life. That's how the world is healed, by bringing the peace of Jesus into every single arena of this world. Peace doesn't move into the world through organizations. I heard this week, and I thought, man, this line is so good. Check this out. Peace will not move into the world through organizations. Peace will move into the world through organisms, through you and through me. Peace will move into this world through Jesus moving into my life and putting peace into my life and changing and transforming my life so I can go be a vessel of peace and shalom and wholeness and beauty into this world. That's the way that God wants to work in this time. God wants to work in your life and in my life. And God wants to begin to renew the world. Peace won't come through an organization. It's just worthless to put our hope in those things. Man, we want to support them, but we know that the peace the world longs for needs to come from every single individual. And it has to start with followers of Jesus, guys. Jesus has overcome the world and is one day coming back. And when he comes back, he's given a name. The Lord of Lords, the King of Kings, and the Prince of Peace. Jesus holds the keys to peace in his hands, and he is coming back. He will bring wholeness, completeness, shalom, peace back to this world, even though it's so messed up right now. So if you are mad about what has been going on this week, or maybe you're confused about what's going on this week, and you're like, wait, I'm not 100% even sure like how I should feel about this. I hear a lot of things. A lot of my friends are going and protesting and doing all sorts of stuff. And if you don't know what's going on, I just want to tell you, like, if you're mad, if you're confused, if you're exhausted, if you're upset, you are not alone. Those are all emotions that I've experienced this week too. My wife has experienced. We've had so many conversations with our friends around this type of stuff. And how do we respond? And what do we do? And how do we handle our emotions? And what is Jesus doing in this time? And how do I come alongside of Jesus right now to see peace come into the world when it seems so broken and so messed up? One of the things that's helped me figure out how I'm feeling and how I want to respond to what's happening right now has been talking with other people. Like, we are not made to live alone. Way back, before there was sin and brokenness, in Genesis chapter 2, God said, it is not good for humans to be alone. It's not good for man to be alone. And so he created a helper, and it's not good for you and for me to be alone. COVID has absolutely proven that. So one of the best things that you can do to help yourself right now to figure out what's going on in your life is actually to hop on the Zoom groups. Look, I know we're exhausted. I know we're over Zoom and we're over Instagram Live and we're over like all these different things. But I promise you, right now is a hard week and we need to discuss this stuff. So we're going to go in just a sec and we're going to hop on to our Zoom groups and we're going to have a conversation around how we're feeling this week. Like, what's been going on emotionally? What's been going on internally? What are you thinking? How are you feeling about all of this different stuff? Like, what are the emotions? And we are going to put Jesus right at the center of this conversation and see what he has to say about how do we move forward. We're going to talk about rioting. We're going to talk about protesting. We're going to talk about how to stand up for injustice in this world. So please join the Zoom groups tonight. It'll be good. It'll be rich. At very least, you can just sit and listen. I plan to do a ton of that. So I love you guys. Grace and peace. Until next week, click the link in the bio to get access to the Zoom groups. And I really hope I get to see you guys there. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great week, guys. Bye.